Who is the master? You or your emotions? Welcome to Alive and Seasoned. My name is Charity and I am a life coach. And it's always a joy to serve you. So sit down, relax, and let's get to work on this video. I want us to ask ourselves, how do I master my emotions? How do you master your emotions? Just as sure as the sun rises and the sun goes down, so naturally, without thinking about it, so are our emotions. Our emotions are a natural phenomenon. We don't go looking for them. They just bubble out of us. One day something happens and you're feeling happy. One day somebody does something and you're feeling angry. And so they are so natural, and because they are natural, they are part and parcel of our lives, and we cannot live without emotions. In fact, just imagine for a moment what life would be like if we did not experience the different emotions. That tells us that emotions are not only part and parcel of our lives, but they have a role to play in our lives. They have a place, they have a role, they have a reason why they actually exist. And so as we look at how to master our emotions, it's important that we understand emotions are here to stay and they have a role to play. Mainly there are two categories of emotions: negative emotions and positive emotions. Or let me start it the other way around: positive emotion and negative emotion. So what role is it that these emotions, whether positive or negative, what role do they play in our lives? There are two main roles that emotions play in our lives every single day. Number one, emotions are signals, they are messages that are being sent to us about ourselves, about what is happening inside of us. They are messages. When you experience joy, it is a message that your system, yourself, is sending to self. It is a message that is being sent to you from within yourself about a situation or in response to a situation. When you experience anger, it is a signal that is being sent to you, and you need to respond to that signal. So emotions, first and foremost, they are messages, they are signals that are sent to us about what is happening to us or about what is happening within us. And when these emotions manifest outwardly, then they are messages or signals to our environment, to those around us. The second role that emotions play is that they are a call to action. When that message is sent to you, when that emotion raises a signal, what it is telling you is you need to act upon. They are a call to action. They are calling you to action upon something. Allow me to illustrate this way. When the fire station master raises a signal at the fire station, what does that mean? It means that the firemen need to move into action in response to a need, in response to a call for something. But before they actually leave the fire station, they must understand what is it that is happening and where it is happening. Then they will know how to respond appropriately with minimal damage or minimal loss or zero loss. So it's the same thing. When emotions emanate, when we experience an emotion, it is a signal. It is a signal. It's like a signal that has been raised and you need to respond to it. But as you respond to it with understanding so that you experience maximum benefit or you minimize damage or loss. For example, if you are joyful, you feel very joyful after sharing something with someone, and you're feeling very joyful about it, and you're feeling happy about it, what is the message that emotion is telling you? That it's a good thing to share, that it's a good thing to help. So keep doing that. It is applauding you. For example, if you are feeling very satisfied after accomplishing a task, and you're feeling so satisfied with yourself, you're feeling good about yourself, what is that emotion telling you? It is applauding you. It is encouraging you to keep doing what you have done by that standard, not a lower standard, by that standard or a better standard. For when you do by that standard, then you will enjoy the satisfaction that therefore comes with doing, and it becomes a continuous circle. And it is normal to experience emotions. Like I said, emotions are a natural phenomenon. So it's okay and it's normal to experience whether positive or negative emotion. In fact, if you suppress that emotion, or if you do not allow that emotion to be, what you are actually doing, you're denying yourself an opportunity to respond to a message or a signal. You're denying yourself the opportunity to experience what that message is bringing you. You're denying yourself an opportunity to respond to that signal, and when you don't respond to that signal, it could end up being worse. It would end up being even an extreme. The key, therefore, is not the emotion. It is what message that emotion is sending you, or what signal that emotion is raising. It is not what the emotion is. It is what the emotion is communicating to you. And therefore, how to respond to that communication, to that message, and to that signal. When you see that and when you understand that, then you are on your way to learning how to master your emotions. I will talk about 4 simple things that you can do, that you could possibly do to help you learn how to master your emotions. Number 1, acknowledge the emotion that you're experiencing. It is present, it is there, and it is there to serve you. So acknowledge it, appreciate that it is present. Do not deny it. Do not suppress it. Do not ignore it. Acknowledge it. Let it be present. Feel it, experience it. It is okay. All right. And let me use an illustration. If, for example, you ignore hurt, somebody has hurt you, and you ignore hurt today, tomorrow, and the next day, and it accumulates and it builds up, what will happen is it will build up and it will manifest not now as hurt but as anger, and that is just a time bomb. So don't suppress that emotion. Acknowledge it, appreciate it, and know that that emotion is present with you to serve you. Number 2, and this is where the mastery comes in. This is where you actually learn the mastery, the art of mastering your emotions. Shift your focus from the emotion and ask yourself a critical question. What is the message that this emotion is communicating to me about me? What is the message the emotion you're experiencing communicating to you about yourself? What signal is the emotion you're experiencing communicating to you about you? Not about the environment, not about the people that are causing or are part of that emotion, but what is it saying to you about yourself? And then number 3, ask yourself, what action do I need to take in response to this message? Not in response to the emotion, but in response to the message or the signal that has been communicated by the emotion. Ask yourself, how do I respond? What action do I need to take in response to the message or the signal? Not the emotion, but the message or the signal. Once you have asked yourself those two critical questions, the fourth thing that you then do is take the necessary action. Take the necessary step in response. Don't just know what you're supposed to do, but actually take the step to respond to the message, to respond to the signal. And when you do that, you are on your way to mastering your emotions. Let me use an illustration. If, for example, you are feeling lonely, it's an emotion that you have been experiencing probably for some time, loneliness. What is the signal that emotion is sending you? It is saying to you that you need to make a connection. You need to connect with someone. You need to connect with some people. So then you ask yourself, what action will I take in response to that need? Then you think, okay, I need to connect with my spouse if that is where the connection is lacking, or I need to connect with my family if that's where the connection is lacking. So the action, what will I do? I need to connect with my spouse. I need to connect with my family. I need to connect with some friends. So then you go out of your way and make that connection. If the connection you need is with your spouse, what is the step? What is the action that you will take? I will talk to my spouse. I will nurture that connection. I will begin to have a conversation. I will nurture that connection until the connection is solid, and therefore I eliminate the loneliness. Let me use another example. If you are experiencing fear, for example, you're probably preparing for an interview for your dream job, and you're feeling fearful. There's anxiety that is building in you, and for a week or so the anxiety is building. Then the question is, what is the signal that this emotion is giving me? The emotion is telling me you need to prepare for that interview. And then what is the action that I will take to respond to that signal? I will read, I will understand about the position I'm being interviewed for. I will take time to dig a little bit more information about the organization. I will take time to even look for the right outfit. I will be there on time, and then on that material day, you show up feeling confident in the right outfit, you have your information right, you have your facts right, and when you go into the interview, you have eliminated the fear and you walk in confidence. So you eliminate by taking the actions. If, for example, you're feeling joyful, joy is an emotion, is out of, maybe you helped somebody, you don't just feel joy for nothing. Maybe you reached out to somebody and you served them well and you helped them and they were happy and you're feeling joyful. So what is that telling you? It is applauding you, it is appreciating you. So what action do I take in response to that joy? Then I keep serving more people. I keep serving more people at that standard, I keep serving more people at that standard, within that standard that I used to serve this person. And eventually you continue to be joyful. If you're feeling satisfied, maybe you took up a task and there's this feeling of satisfaction that is just bubbling within you, and you want to take on another task because you're feeling, yes, I can do this. What is the message that emotion is communicating to you? It is telling you Yes, kudos, you have done a good job. The standard by which you have executed, the standard by which you have executed this assignment is the it. And so, how do you respond? What action? It means you maintain that standard or grow the standard. And then you take the action. You keep doing by that standard or a higher standard. That means you are responding to the message of the emotion. And I could go on and on and on and on. So allow me to leave you with a very simple exercise to do so that you can begin to learn the art of mastering your emotions. So take your notebook and your pen. Number 1, write down the repetitive emotions that you have been feeling, particularly those stubborn emotions. Probably you are in a state of sadness for a prolonged time. Those kind of emotions. Probably you are in a state of frustration for a long time. Those kind of emotions that you're feeling repetitively over time. Write them down. Or maybe you're feeling joyful over a prolonged time. It's normal. I mean, it's not abnormal to be joyful over a prolonged period of time. So write down all the repetitive emotions that you have been experiencing over time. So put a P against every positive emotion and an N against every negative emotion. Now, if you have a lot of positive emotions, kudos, you're on your way to mastering your emotions. You are experiencing something good all the time. That means that's positive energy. It's good energy for you because every emotion brings forth energy after its own kind. So if you're having more positive emotion, that's a good thing. Keep going in that direction and keep building that positive energy. Keep building that positive energy so that every time you experience a positive emotion and you respond to the message that it's giving you, it builds more positive energy and you're on your way to mastering your emotions going forward. Now, if you have more N's, negative emotions, than positive emotion, it means there is a problem. And you may need to reach out to somebody who can help you change that narrative. And I propose that you reach out to a good coach. A good coach will help you identify the messages, the signals that are being sent to you by this negative emotions, and will help work with you to change that narrative so that you're experiencing more positive emotion and therefore more positive energy. Very simple exercise, and you all can do it. If you would like one-on-one coaching sessions for yourself, for your loved ones, or even for your group sessions, please feel free to contact me on the email that I provide in these videos. Otherwise, stay alive and seasoned.